First question. Right.
John, afterwards, coming through, fans were buzzing like crazy. Did you try to calm any of that enthusiasm as far as how the team played based on athleticism and scored, all that stuff?
I bet you we'd be really good against the Washington Generals right now, doing the weave and all the other stuff. We're, you know, we've got to be a great defensive team, but we're not right now. Now you see why I don't like playing zone. Played zone the last 9 minutes, and it was like, so, you know. The other thing is, they got to get guys playing together. Like Terrence has got to play with him. They got to be in the court together, and they have to. We're waiting. I mean, if you watch that as a pickup game, you're really excited because they're dumps. You know, then Durant, we were 1 for 9 from the 3 because Durant couldn't make a shot in the first half. He gets 31, but it was, you know, because he made 5 baskets at the end of the game. He make that basket. Darius has 11 until the very end of the game when he hit threes. I mean, Kyle and Anthony just aren't tough enough right now. They don't have the physical to battle. I like what I saw in Eloy because he battled. He still missed a ton of shots. He missed a bunch of one-footers, but he battled and fought. That's all we're going to ask him to do. The pace of the game, our point guard doesn't realize yet, Marcus, and he's young. Pace of the game, when to go, when to pull, when to fly, when to pull it back. He doesn't know yet. That's why I'm running on the court, stopping him in the middle. Can I do that going during the season? I don't think so. If I run out there and try to stop him, it's going to be a problem. Once, the second time I'm out. Yes.
Even with all that said, it's by far the most points I remember in a game like this. Jones breaks the record by 52. What do you attribute all those points to?
Well, I can tell you it wasn't great defense. And that's why I said, I got to watch the tape. You know, there were times, we even started the game where we're not playing screens well, we're not playing pick and roll real well right now because really we focused on it offensively. Our post defense is spotty at best. We gave up 24 offensive rebounds on one team and 14 on the other team. Kyle Wilson had 7 offensive rebounds. He's not exactly a, you know, a machine there. But, you know, I like the fact we had 24 assists on one team, 22 on the other. We're trying to play together. Had a couple plays where we passed guys up, and I stopped the game and said, why didn't you throw it to that name right there? This guy had I'm shooting it the whole way down the court. I haven't shot in a while. But, you know, we got a ways to go.
Should I use the mic? Or?
Yeah, I figured wait for the mic so we can get the stuff on the transcript. Thank you.
It seemed like frequently Anthony was able to go over top of people.
What was that?
It seemed like frequently Anthony Davis was able to go over top of people offensively tonight. How much of a mismatch or a nightmare could he cause against real opponents this season? How much do you see that?
Well, there's things we've got to be able to do better, and I told them after. One, offensively, we got to have a post-up offense where we just say we're coming down and posting against certain teams. Because Michael Gilchrist in the post is really good. Darius is not bad. Terrence, Anthony, and Kyle Wilson. But we shoot the ball well enough. Didn't do it particularly well tonight, but we shoot the ball well enough where you got to play us on the perimeter if we have good spacing. The other thing offensively, biggest thing is what I said before, is pace of game. And now, when it's a dead ball, how are we playing? When they score on us, what are we doing? And you could tell that I haven't communicated that yet because we didn't get it. But, you know, it's, I mean, everybody's excited because, you know, you saw a lot of high-flying, dunking, blocking, flying, tipping. You know, that doesn't win, though. I mean, we got to play basketball. We've got to be a great team, and we're not right now. We're not a very good defensive team, so we got to zero back in. I think that we could be a good pressing team. I like what I saw in the press today. Not that we were perfect, but I liked what I saw, and now we just got to build on that and really give them better rules in how we're going to play.
Is that what you're looking for from Terrence, at least in terms of high percentage shots? He only had 4 threes.
Yeah, but you know what? I told Anthony, come on, baby, you got to jump on that left hand, make him go right. But you're seeing that he's improved his skill now, that if you make him go right, he can go right. Not only can he go right, he can make the play. Again, we had the whole group that was out there played 40 minutes, and they were exhausted, and that's why I went zone early as I did. You know, we had a pretty hard shoot around today, and then they warmed up for an hour, so they've gone. This has been a good day. Now, they're off tomorrow, which they all need to be, and then we go back Friday, Saturday twice, Sunday twice, Monday, Tuesday, and we play Wednesday, and they get off Thursday. So we gotta, you know, I've just gotta really feel comfortable with how we're playing. I gotta watch this tape and come up with some schemes of what we're doing and how we're playing post defense. You know, what do we do right now? We haven't done a whole lot. We're trying to get a style of what we want to do offensively.
You mentioned the press. There was a string there where Terrence and then Duran put back-to-back ones in. How much do you think you're going to be able to do that this year?
I'd like to press 30–40% of the game. That's how you know, historically I've done it until we got here, and then we didn't. You know, last year we played 6 guys. We couldn't press that much, and even that first year we played so fast that we pressed some, but probably 15–20% of the game. But you know, if you ask me, I'd say let's press 30–40% of the game. Let's really be aggressive. Let's, you know, because what I'm seeing right now is I think we have 8 guys that we can really go to. Problem is a bunch of them were young. And you wonder why one team played better. Well, they had Terrence as a veteran, Duran as a veteran, and they had Eloy as a veteran. The other guys had Marcus as a freshman, Anthony as a freshman, Kyle as a freshman. You know, they had Darius, but those other 3, that's why the one team I think played better.
Coach over here, you talked about Marcus, an issue with pacing. How much more do you need to see out of him for you to be comfortable kind of with him getting the flow of the game?
Well, like I said, the hardest position to play for me is point guard, and you know, he's got a ways to go. But you know, you saw him get to the rim and how he can do it. You saw him in pick and roll, make good decisions. And then there were a couple that he chose not to pass the ball, and then it was a bad decision. And the guys were open, just throw it to the guy. Because sometimes you get in that mode of, I'm going to make something happen, I'm going to get this ball and shoot. Well, you got to make really easy plays when you're in that point guard position, because you're going to have the ball a lot. And he's got a team full of guys that he's going to have to keep up, you know, balanced as far as scoring. We got a lot of guys that can put it down. So,
Cal, obviously there's a million things you need to work on. It's not even Thanksgiving. From an athletic point of view, which is where fans are excited now, don't be Scrooge. Don't damper it. Why don't you give us your opinion of how athletic these guys really honestly are, in your opinion?
pretty athletic. They're pretty long. I mean, you know, like I said, I like my team. I'm sitting here saying, oh my gosh, if this is how we play, we're going to lose a lot of games. And then it became like it was Big Blue Madness. Let him go in and score. Like at halftime, I told him, there were 3 times where you and Michael Terrence were standing next to a guy under the basket and you let him shoot a layup. Are you crazy? I'll go nuts in a game if you do that in a real game. But again, I mean, guys aren't going to play 40 minutes. I mean, no one got the sub. They all, you know, I like the team, I like them. But we got a lot of work to do. I mean, if anybody watched that and didn't say, he better start coaching, then you're truly a football fan watching basketball. Or you're a volleyball player watching basketball, I don't know. But if you know basketball, which we have, you know, 4 million people in this state that are expert in basketball, you had to say, wow, he's got a ways to go with this team. But wow, they're really athletic and long and fat, woo. You know.
2 more questions.
Coach, over here. I'm sorry if you addressed this already, but what did you like and what didn't you like about Terrence's performance tonight?
Well, you know, he got 51 and 16 and 6 assists, 2 steals and a block. He was okay. I mean, what I tell you is, when I told you yesterday that he changed his habits, he changed his body conditioning-wise, he changed his skill set, and he changed his approach toward practicing and conditioning, that's why you see the change. It's not like I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to be a different player. You know, you're going to be the same player. He and I just talked to my office, and I said, I told you when you came back, if you're coming back, you're going to be the best player, second best. You're going to be in the top 3 in the country. Or don't come back. That's what I said to him when he was making that decision. If you're going to be the 13th or 14th best player in the country, why go now? Get out, go. You want to be the best in the country? You want to be one of those guys? Then come back and do it. Well, he's on a mission now, and you know, he passed the ball, but we were still. I believe. I mean, you know, it just shows that he was going against freshmen. Now everybody, well, they're freshmen. They don't defend. They don't play rough. They don't understand angles. I mean, you know, they had 3 freshmen on one team. Probably not fair.
Coach, one more on Terrence. You have these freshmen come in, they're so long, they're so athletic, but rarely do you get them back for a second year when they fill into their body like Terrence has. It's somewhat unprecedented territory for you, but what kind of a weapon is that you now have that you haven't had in years past?
It's 52 points and 16 rebounds and 6 assists, which I haven't had before. And it's a guy that physically and emotionally is ready. He had 15 rebounds in the Final 4 game. He couldn't make a free throw, but he was 15 rebounds and was one of our best players. And he's coming back, and he's got a great temperament and attitude. You know, you have to be able to say, well, I'll ask you this: is Darius a better player? Is Duran better than he was? Is Eloy better than he was? That's what makes me proud as a coach. Guys are getting better. I would hope that fans of those freshmen that watched them play said, man, those guys are better. I didn't realize you know, and we're 13 practices in. It's the 14th day for us. So, or 14th, you know, if you want to call this a practice. So, you know, we got a long way to go. Guys are getting better. Now, here's what I always say. Guys are getting better. Individuals are improving. The ceiling of what we can do becomes higher. So we're just trying to get those guys improving, and then I got to get them together. We got to figure out what's the best way for us to play. Last year, it took us till February before we could figure out how we had to play. Let's hope it doesn't take us that long this year. But I like my team, and hopefully everybody gets excited and says, wow, we could be good, but we got a long way to go. Thanks.
Thank you.